Hello, hyperspace. My name is Davontos, and it's time to get hyped because this is our first character guide from the Overwatch Heroes character select screen, or whatever you want to call it. But we're going to focus on Roadhug today. He is the biggest, well, not the biggest, but the fattest character in Overwatch, and he has the most health out of everybody, which makes you a tank. You have a lot of health, you dish out a lot of damage, but you give up speed, and that's basically about it. Speed and momentum, which is the same thing. But anyway, how to use Roadhug. Roadhug's a tank. Roadhug is big, and Roadhug is very, very intimidating. And that's what you want to use to your advantage when you play as Roadhug. Now this guy, he can sponge everything. He could even sponge a couple of bullets from sniper rifles. Usually people die from like the first shot, if not the second. Roadhug can absorb quite a few of those. And same thing with Hanzo's crossbow, bow and arrow, whatever you want to call it. He can sponge quite a few of those. However, his range isn't that great. Therefore, you can't stay in the front lines. When you play Roadhug, what you want to do is you want to surprise the enemy. You want to play a role that you stay off on the sidelines. Now, you stay with your team, but you stay off on the sidelines and you stop flankers. Because usually flankers is just like that one person, maybe somebody's joining him to try to flank together, and one or two people is no problem for Roadhug. You see right here, I'm just picking up off their spawn and just taking them out really easily. Roadhug is really good at pinning people down because everybody is afraid to fight Roadhug. Very few characters even stand a remote chance against this guy. That guy Reinhardt, Roadhug versus Reinhardt is like going to be intense competition. However, if you play your cards right, Roadhug will have the upper hand. Reinhardt is weaker than Roadhug. Roadhug's health is at a whopping 600. And you have other characters who, most characters actually, base around anywhere from 150 to 250. And Roadhug at a whopping 600 can make quick work out of almost everybody. So, when you're playing as Roadhug, you want to stay by yourself. You don't want attention. You want to stay by yourself and just pick off those few people who are flanking or somebody who's lost. Maybe you find a noob who's like lost and he doesn't know the map. You just play as Roadhug, you pick them off, and watch this, watch this. Tracer is shooting at me, I'm just pretending to ignore it. Tracer is that flanking character, boom, got her, and I just quickly take her out. And then I laugh in her face about it. Now, I know you can't hear the audio here because there was a lot of mic chat going on in the game, and we were talking about a lot of random things. Some of them was not like YouTube friendly. I guess it wasn't me, it was these other people, so I just decided to mute the mic, put some background music. But anyway, besides that, Roadhug is a sponge. If you perform on the front lines, you're going to sponge up a lot of damage, and you're going to serve as a distraction. His shotgun range is terrible. He has two kinds of, basically, bullets to fire from his shotgun. He has the close range, typical shotgun spread, and, you know, close range, a lot of damage, far range, hardly any damage at all. And he has another one, which is basically like a slug round, but this slug round still doesn't give a lot of damage. His special, which is right here, is basically like a machine gun shotgun, an automatic shotgun. It dishes out a lot of damage, not a lot of, like, intense damage, but it still gives you quite a bit of damage. However, it pushes the enemy, or whoever you're shooting at, back. And this is really useful if you want to push them off an objective or away from an objective, and if you manage to corner them, you'll take them out very, very fast. So, when you're playing Roadhug, things to keep in mind: stay by yourself. Don't draw too much attention because he's so big, everybody wants to shoot him. He loves getting shot because he's so fat, he just absorbs everything. But you don't want to draw the attention of everybody. You see right here, Tracer, you know, he's so slow, so Tracer can easily just maneuver around him. If you're good with Tracer, Roadhug is a piece of cake. So, stay by yourself, sponge everything, pick off the flankers, or catch people by surprise. I would say he's maybe a flank character, but because of his terrible mobility, it's not the best idea. I mean, maybe if you pull off like slight flanks, let's say for example, let's say your team is by the objective and they're pinning it down and you're with your team, you know, pull off on the side and kind of get a slight little flank on the enemy spawn, but don't constantly do this because they're gonna see your plan. You're gonna become very predictable. So, yeah, that's another thing. Use his grappling hook. his grappling hook is basically like Scorpion's, come here chain thing. That was a terrible Scorpion impression, but anyway, that's basically what his grappling hook is. You draw them in and you fire them with the shotgun shell. There is a trick for this. Now his shotgun shoots very slow. So you grab them with the chain, you pull them in, you shoot them once with the shotgun, which is probably going to kill them. And if it doesn't, you can either take a second shot, or you can punch them in the face, or in Roadhug's condition, hook them in the face. And that's going to give them a lot of damage. It probably won't kill those strong heroes like Reinhardt, but it's going to give them a lot of damage. That's basically about it. Play Roadhug very defensively, because not defensively, very, I guess you can say carelessly, because he's a sponge, but you don't want to grab the attention of everybody. You want to play the role of protecting your team when you're Roadhug. And I'm going to wind up covering other tanks in this game, like Reinhardt, and what was it, like Diva. Diva's actually one of my favorite tanks. But anyway, that's basically about it. The gameplay is almost over. With 1 minute left. You see here I'm actually using this to push them back from the payload, even though it costs me right there. But I still pushed like Reinhardt away from the payload, which gives my team the option to, move in and push the rest of the weaker guys back. But that's the end of the video here, so if you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. Look forward to controlling Roadhug and his big fat ass and using his huge tank intimidation abilities to your advantage. And remember, stay by yourself, take off the flankers, and just push the enemy team back as much as you can. And if you're taking too much damage, then just quickly go into hiding, heal up, and move on. And as always, I was gonna get a little stutter there. As always, I'll see all of you in my next video. Have a nice day.